Hey everybody, this is Roger Gray, and welcome to this week's new car review. My wife's car when we started dating was an early 1980s Subaru DL sedan. It was nicely screwed together, but pretty basic and boring, as befits a young, underpaid working person. But there have been a lot of times I wish we had never traded away that dependable little Subi for something flashier. It was an unspectacular little performer that never let us down. And that reputation was hard-earned. I remember when shopping for my first new car in 1970, I had my heart set on a Triumph sports car. But our local Triumph dealer had just taken on this new brand called Subaru, and the little GL Sports Coupe offered so much more equipment for the money. But of course, I chose the one made by the folks who never got into computers because they couldn't make them leak oil. But Subaru's done just fine without our business, and now are a roaring success, particularly out west, where their go-anywhere demeanor is especially welcome. And now, after scores of Imprezas, Outbacks, Foresters, and such, they've entered the mid-size, three-row seating class of SUV with the new Ascent. And while there are folks in other flatter parts of the Grand Old Republic who may or may not need all this off-road capability, they end up buying them anyway. Better to have it and not need it than vice versa. And in a world of Highlanders, Pilots, Explorers, Durangos, and Traverses, the Ascent is a very competitive entry. The looks are frankly forgettable, to be honest, but then again, none of these vehicles are really fashion statements. They are stylish, all-wheel drive boxes, and as such, the Ascent is as pretty as any of them. Inside, though, Subaru has done a magnificent job creating a lovely perch from which to operate this latest contestant in the family crossover stakes. Quality materials stitched together with care, and a dash layout that's logical, and a far cry from the busy multi-button monstrosities in some vehicles that look less like a dashboard and more like Tokyo at night. The Ascent rides on Subaru's global platform that underpins other models, and power comes from that traditional flat four engine layout, like an old Beetle or Porsche, but punched out to 2.4 liters, turbocharged, intercooled, all to produce 260 horsepower and enough grunt to handle western winters. Constant velocity automatic transmission is the only one available. Prices start in the mid-$30,000 range. They end up in the mid-40s. So this is the family hauler of today, even in parts of the country where a minivan might make more sense. Honestly, though, who wants to be seen in a minivan? The Subaru Ascent. It's a first-rate entrant in this growing segment and a force to be reckoned with for everyone else. It's our road test. I'm Roger Gray. We'll see you on the road.